Hey guys, today we are going to be talking about A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir, which was crazy good. If you haven't heard of A Torch Against the Night before, it is the second installment in the An Ember in the Ashes series, which was a fantastic first book. Since this is the second book, I can't say a lot about the book without spoiling it, but if you want to know what the first book is about, I talk a little bit about An Ember in the Ashes in my top books of 2015 video, so you can click that here if you would like. But I would highly recommend this series. It is fantastic. It is beautifully written. Sabaa is one of my favorite authors of all time, and I cannot wait to see what she writes about next. So if you haven't read this, please leave. Otherwise you will be spoiled. I will miss you so, but just come back and discuss once you have read it. Thank you. Thank you. Leave now. Okay, my notes on this book are crazy everywhere. So I kind of want to talk about what we learn in this book. We learn a lot about the myths and the magic in this, a lot more than we knew in the previous book. So the Soul Catcher is a djinn, and so is the Nightbringer. But Nightbringer punished the Soul Catcher for betraying her people, the djinn, and so now she's punished by helping people go on to the afterlife. That is her eternal duty until someone comes and takes her place. And the djinn weren't always evil. They weren't inherently evil creatures. They were just more powerful than humans. So humans imprisoned them, and they've been imprisoned for years and years. And you know, being imprisoned for years and years kind of makes someone evil. So the Nightbringer is trying to release his fellow djinn. And in order to do this, he needs all the pieces from this thing that locked them up in the first place. But when it was all locked up, it got broken into a billion pieces. And one of the pieces was Laya's armlet. He can't just take the silver from her, he has to be given it. I want to talk about Helene for a little bit because in the last book, I had very mixed feelings about Helene. I mean, I liked her because she was so strong and so smart and like she loved Elias. It was just very painful and I really felt for her on so many different levels, but her loyalty, I thought it was so flawed. She was so loyal to the Empire no matter what happened. I feel like we get a lot more Helene in this book than we did in the first book, and I really just immediately started loving her way more than I did in the first book. The interrogation at the beginning haunted me. It hurt me. I was like, please stop hurting her. She's gone through enough. She has so gone through enough. And like at the beginning, as soon as Harper was introduced, I knew that she and Harper weren't always gonna be like these enemies. They were gonna sort of bond and like maybe there would be a romantic connection there eventually, because that's how books go, you know? And later we learn that Harper is actually Elias's brother, and that's the whole reason that he wanted to get paired with Helene, so he could learn more about his brother. I just gotta say, I didn't see that coming at all. A part that like really just made my heart and my chest and everything in my body hurt was the part when the riot was happening with all the different tribes and Helene saw Elias and they had this moment outside in the alley where no one else was, and oh, it was so frustrating because Helene could heal him so easily. As soon as we found out that Elias was poisoned, I wrote in my book, like, go find Helene real quick and get her to fix you. And then they were so close. I thought that he was gonna tell her that like he's dying, he's poisoned and he's gonna die soon, but he didn't. He just was like, I miss you and I will always miss you. And I mean, that was a great thing to say too, but she could have saved you, Elias. But he didn't know, but she should have just... The warden knew. Oh my god, the warden was so creepy. Okay, he was talking to Helene, right? Being all cryptic, because so many characters in this book are cryptic as hell. He was like, say the girl's name. Say the girl's name. And Helene just said Laya. And the warden was able to hear, oh, well, there's a bit of possessiveness in there, and jealousy, and a hint of this and that. And I'm like, what? She said a single word. I think it's really interesting that whoever Helene heals with her powers, she's like bonded with them, and I wonder if that's gonna become a more important thing in future books, maybe. When we found out that Elias was poisoned, I legitimately thought he was gonna die at the end. I thought that Elias was gonna help Laya get her brother out of cough, and then he was gonna die in 6 months. Sabaa is one of those authors that like, she she's ruthless and she will kill a main character if it will bring the story forward. I mean, I still didn't want him to take the Soul Catcher's place. He died at the most inconvenient of times. He died right as he was trying to break Darren out of the burning prison. Alright, could death have come at a more unfortunate time? Probably not. Marcus talks to himself, and they think it's because he's haunted by the ghost of his brother. So is his brother like not in the waiting place, or is he... I hope that he is haunted by his brother, and I hope that sort of makes him become more human and not more evil, because Marcus is such an interesting character. I hate him. I hate him so much. There's this one point where like he bit Helene's lip just like because he could. At the end they were kind of like, Helene and Marcus were kind of working together because they had a common enemy, the Commandant, but I don't know how she could work with Marcus, someone who murdered her entire family when she was just trying to help the Empire. Like, she made the decision. Like, how does one make that decision? And I thought, as a reader, I thought she made the right decision. Like, yeah, okay, you have valuable information to give to the Emperor, and he'll probably be appreciative of it and understand that you couldn't get Elias out of coffin time. But alas, I forgot that it was Marcus we were talking about, a crazy psychopath. I really do want to see if he ever gets redemption. I think that would be very interesting. But I'd also be perfectly fine with him dying. So the Commandant was planning a coup, and that's what Helene ran to Marcus to tell him. And like the whole book, I thought it was weird that everyone was low on troops. I was like, where is everyone? Why is everyone low? Why are there no troops to help Helene? And it's so obvious. It was so obvious. The Commandant was creating her own army to take down the Empire and declare herself Empress. Simple. Classic Commandant. I don't know why she's so stupid as to work with the Nightbringer. Like, obviously, the Nightbringer is gonna kill all of humanity, not just the scholars. He doesn't care about the scholars versus the marshals. He hates humans. Why is she working with him? Even in the first book, I was iffy about Keenan. Not the beginning. At the beginning, I loved Keenan. I thought he was really cool. Near the end, something was off and I couldn't put my finger on it. So in the second book, I made sure to like underline every line that made Keenan seem off, and because I wanted to pinpoint what it was about him that I didn't like. There were times when there were lines like something dark flashed across Keenan's face before anyone could see it, or something so small like that, and I was just like, there's this darkness inside of him, there's this darkness, what is it? And then there was the thing when Elias went and talked to Darren about Leia, and the warden was just asking questions about Leia. And Elias asked Darren, well, what did you tell him? And Darren said that she uses enough honey in her tea to choke a bear, and as soon as that line happened, I nearly threw my book because I remembered that Keenan said that. So obviously I thought Keenan was working for the warden, but no, the warden was working for Keenan because Keenan is the Nightbringer. Leia had sex with the Nightbringer. That's kind of disgusting and kind of really weird. And kind of, I hate that. I hate that so much. Like, I can only imagine how betrayed Leia feels. Like, she trusted Keenan and she loved Keenan, and Keenan loved her back, but Keenan is the Nightbringer, so does like a part of the Nightbringer truly love Leia? I know that since she has held and owned the armlet that she can't die as easily as other people who have never been in possession of the armlet. I really want to talk about Cook. Cook was weird in this book, okay? In the first book, she was really cool. She was, you know, that grumpy older lady that had all these interesting stories and words of wisdom, but in this book, she just would appear places, and Helene would be like, that's Cook, and then Cook would just appear in her room and like threaten her and give her information, and she's like, what is happening? And I was like, what is happening? So in the first book, I like theorized like, maybe Cook is Leia's mom? Because Cook has to be more than she seems. She has to be bigger than just someone who crossed the Commandant, you know? She had to be someone big. Because like, Cook is pretty messed up, you know? The Commandant messed her up pretty good, and like, maybe a normal person was supposed to die from that like permanently, but she didn't. die because she was in possession of the armlet. I don't know. Another thing that I don't know about is the augurs, okay? I loved the scene when Helene went to go see the augurs and, you know, they dropped the book title. I love when they drop the book title. Most people are nothing but glimmers in the great darkness of time, but you, Helene Aquila, are no swift burning spark. You are a torch against the night if you dare to let yourself burn. That part just gave me goosebumps. Oh god, because she is so important. She holds such an important role just in the government. She's the second in command. She is Marcus's go-to. Like, she has power, and she's gonna use it for good. So the augurs, who are they? How did they become the augurs? Like, were they just people? Were they born augurs? Why is Cain so friendly? He seems much more friendly and personable than any of the other augurs, and I would like to know why. Why does he care about Laia and Helene and Elias? Why does he care at all? I love this world that Saba has put together. I love how intricate it is, how deep the magic is, and just, I love it. It's so complex and beautiful, and like, even after these characters' stories are finished, she could still use this world as a template. Like, it's just that complex, and I love it. I love it. It's great. Oh, in case I didn't say this before, Helene watched her entire family die in front of her, and like, she thought like they would be fine. But I can't wait for her sister and herself to like sort of gang up against Marcus to get stuff done. That's gonna be really exciting. That's gonna be really cool. I also can't wait to see how we're gonna deal with Elias being bound to the waiting place. Does that mean he can't go on adventures with Laia anymore? Like, is he stuck there in the forest telling people where to go when they die? Like, that does not seem like a happy eternity. The thing is, I wanted Laia and Elias to be together, but I also wanted Helene and Elias to be together. It was very complicated, but Helene said that Elias's and Laia's songs were counterparts. They went together perfectly, and she was just a dissonant note. Like, she has no control over that. That's just like people's essence, and their essence just blends together, and hers is just a part, and I'm not okay with all the things that she's feeling. I don't have like very many predictions for the next book because I'm very confused. And I don't know what's gonna happen next. They're gonna have to somehow take down the Commandant. Like, Marcus even said it's time to get rid of her, and hopefully that happens relatively soon because I'm done with her. I wanna know who Elias's father is because Elias and Harper were talking about it and like, oh, he was a great man. It's like, what? Who is he? Where is he? I also want to know about Laia's parenthood because she and her brother look nothing alike. I want to know more about the augurs. I want to know how Helene's doing. Well, that is all I have to say about A Torch Against the Night. It was fantastic. What did you think about all of it? I need to talk about it. I'd like to know all your opinions in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.